We take you with us to visit one of the most anticipated new restaurant openings in the world, Iris. Located in Norway, a country straddling the Arctic Circle, known for its stunning glacial mountains, majestic fjords, and northern lights. Iris is expedition dining at its most entertaining. Accessible only by boat, this glimmering steel structure literally floats on the Hardangerfjord, perched on the edge of the earth. Today, we'll meet head chef Annie, her husband and manager Nico, and the entire creative team. We're going to learn the methods and concepts behind their sustainable dining philosophy. We tour the region by boat with Captain Ariane, and of course, bring you with us and the other 22 guests of the night for the 6-hour, 18-course culinary adventure.
And we're off. Our journey begins in Bergen, a UNESCO heritage site boasting buildings that date back to the 11th century. Named the City of Seven Mountains, Bergen is the gateway to a vast and stunning northern landscape. From Bergen, we travel to Rosendal, 100 kilometers inland by ferry and car. We traverse a surreal coastline with vast waterways, quaint villages, fisheries, and snow-capped peaks that almost look painted against the blue horizon. Watch to the end as we rate Iris using our new scoring system.
Our experience begins at the dock on a clear, glistening afternoon. We gear up, take some shots, and head out for our first course.
Step one, take an electric boat across a fjord on a beautiful day.
We're greeted at our first stop by Annie and Nico, who invite us into their humble, restored boathouse to share some bites forged in their backyard and learn about their story.
Welcome to our first little pit stop. We have the pleasure, Annika and I, of living up here in the White House. We wanted you to see a bit of what we are seeing and exploring and tasting and smelling every day. We will have some snacks and of course something to drink. Annika and I, we moved to the island here about 8-9 months ago from Copenhagen. We've been exploring the island to showcase as much as possible here today.
We started with a local apple cider, Edel. It was acidic, fruity, fresh, and crispy, followed by 2 bites to start.
The Cone of Plenty, okay, of flowers from 2-3 hours south from here. We have some crispy seaweed picked just outside the door here. It's one we call rockweed. The 2 cones that you see inside are made from dried mushrooms and woodroof.
We had lots of chanterelles in the chanterelle season. Confit them and we fried them off. And it's on this little blini, which is made from dale porridge. Actually contributes to texture and moisture and really crisping it up and keep the moist inside. Emulsion made from parsley and then grated Norwegian cheese called XO from Tromsø. Please enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After snacks, it's back on the boat to the main event. As we approach, the team stops just for a moment so we can get that perfect shot.
It can move slightly, but it's very heavy, so it won't move a lot.
As we pull up, we're greeted by the entire team waiting at the dock for our arrival. Standing in formation, this is quite a welcome to dinner.
You're in the middle of nowhere, Norway. Welcome to Iris. The first thing that we're gonna do is make it underneath the water. We need to climb down a couple of stairs, 3 meters under the water. Let's continue this little expedition dining.
Almost all of the food we eat is produced on land, but most of the world is covered by water. The balance is off. Welcome to the next part of the expedition, where we will look below the surface together.
The first course was a firm, salty kelp and uni dip made from the invasive sea urchin that covers the surrounding ocean floor. It was served with kelp chips hanging from the ceiling.
We're guided up a long ramp that hugs the perimeter of the building to reveal a cozy, modern, Scandinavian-style lounge illuminated by digital artwork projecting overhead. Tonight's $379 menu consisted of 16 courses. They offered 4 beverage pairings, and we chose the Discovery pairing at $257. The first snack was named Coat of Arms, a metaphor for the Viking shields found around Norway. Crispy sourdough cracker, scallops, dehydrated tomatoes from the summer, herb emulsion, and edible wildflowers.
Aesthetically stunning, bright green flavors. It's almost dill pickle.
Acidic aftertones, well-balanced composed dish.
We call this one feeding the future. Young salmon, which has been fried. On the side you have an emulsion made from inactive yeast flakes. And then we have powdered the salmon with these proteins, which could be the answer to the future fish feeding, which is biodegradable. So we don't end up in the worst case scenario. The feeding goes to the bottom of the ocean and destroys the biodiversity.
The next course was dedicated to a Norwegian tradition called rekkeborg, or shrimp table, with toast, mayo, and lemon juice. Instead here, more elevated with indigenous mahogany and carpet shell clam, a beautiful pungent sorrel herb vinaigrette, sheep's milk butter, toasted brioche, and lovage emulsion.
The sauce, it's almost like lemongrass, deep, rich, green.
Beautiful, buttery, silky mouthfeel. The texture is impeccable.
So after the first few bites, you're brought back into the lounge, which is sort of in between the ramp when you walk up and the main dining room. Looks like we're gonna have round 2 here and then go back for the mains.
Ingredients from the next dish were sourced within 500 meters from the restaurant. Smoked blue mussel cream, black pearls made from local seaweed, and cold beach crab bouillon. So this one reminded me of a crab salad. Beautiful crunchy flowers and seaweed, very sea forward.
The next dish here we call from zero to hero. We have based this dish around a little unknown fella, the cleaning fish, with a bit of chicken and filled it into this marble. The sauce here is based on the bones from the fish that we gave a touch of smoke, a lot of butter.
First morning dish of the evening, had a dehydrated, reconstituted salsify. Very chewy, interesting textural element.
So we were very lucky to get Vangin from 91. You'll smell the nuttiness, it has the acidity, it has some fruitiness still, which tightens up these very mature flavors.
Another intelligent and creative use of local, invasive, underutilized species, the cuttlefish. Thinly sliced, sitting in a dashy butter of local kelp, grilled and smoked celery, pickled green tomatoes, and strawberries.
You just get that deep, rich, beautiful umami broth. Very buttery, a little bit smoky. The cuttlefish is very tender.
Pickled strawberries and tomatoes added a sweet element to it. Apparently Annika has been working on this dish for the last 7 years, and you could tell because that dish was perfection.
This is 100% pulsar, very tight wines. You have acidity, you have the fruit, and then you have this gunpowder smoky feel.
The final 3 mains were composed of local mountain venison. The first, Change of Heart, was a creative take on traditional beef tartare using venison inside a heart-shaped cocoa butter shell with hibiscus, tomato, and beetroot powder, flavored with burnt leek, sesame, and gherkins.
Very imaginative, almost tastes like a white chocolate shell, very cold, thin crust, like conceptually, respect.
The next, Horn to Hoof Part 1, a base of braised venison tongue, dehydrated beetroot, oyster mushrooms, and shaved heart, dressed in white truffle. Part 2, Venison Backstrap Pumpkin in a reduced venison sauce.
Desserts came in 2 parts. The first, a fresh and crisp summer raspberry sorbet, sitting on a crunchy tuile and sour cream to bind it together. The second, named Spruced Up Pineapple Weed Ice Cream, sitting on pickled pine shoots, white chocolate and hazelnut oil with caviar. A wonderful combination of milky ice cream, salty and crunchy aftertones of caviar and pine. Our favorite dessert, Malmen and Mulder, named after 2 mountains seen from the Iris dining room, was based around a local sweet poached pear with sorbet sculpted mountains of jasmine parfait and caramelized hazelnuts. Final petit four back in the lounge with sour hibiscus fruit roll-up, smoked pine mousse and a pine jelly, and lingonberry bonbon, finally an apple and sage truffle. Based on your feedback, we've created a new restaurant scoring system broken down into 8 categories. Emphasis on food and service for a total possible score of 100. Scores between 50 and 69 receive an S1, 70 to 89 an S2, and 90 to 100 an S3. Based on this ranking system, Iris received an S2. To find out why it didn't get an S3, see a full breakdown on our website. Oh shit, Layla!
I'm lightheaded with you. What's happening? Are we getting poisoned? We're being poisoned.
I feel so light. I feel like I was gonna pass out.
Is the menu?
Crunchy textural elements that brought beautiful textural elements. Let me do again. Okay. Adrian, you missed half of the dessert.
I didn't.
You left half of it behind.
I didn't.
Grab it. You forgot half of the... Take the crown.
Take the crown, quick.